What's going on, everybody? Jason Frausto for TennisUnleashed.net, and welcome to part one of our 2023 Wimbledon Finals match analysis between Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic. To find out exactly how Alcaraz beat Djokovic in this match, stay tuned. Coming up next. I'm not even sure if I have enough time to go down every single rabbit hole in this match, but I'll do my best. Having said that, let's first get into points won by rally length. So much has been said about 70% of points being 1 to 4 shots on the Pro Tour, but in our match analysis on this channel, we've yet to see a match hit that magical 70% number. Let's see if this one did it. 1 to 4 shot points in this match were 57% of the points played, with Alcaraz winning 51% of those. 5 to 8 shot points were 25% of the points played, with Djokovic winning 55% of those. 9 to 12 shot points were 12% of the points played, and those were split 50-50 even, and 13 plus shot points were 6% of the points played, with Alcaraz winning 65% of those. As much as long points are downplayed, some of the longer points in this match were critical in Alcaraz's self-belief and Djokovic's self-doubt. Remember, the mental game is extremely important. Alcaraz's ability to be more effective in the dogfight style points discouraged Djokovic mentally. The more creative and athletic the points became, the more it favored Alcaraz, with him winning a whopping 65% of all exchanges that were 13 plus shots in this match. Djokovic has been hitting his forehand with more miles per hour since the 2023 Australian Open. Alcaraz is aware of this and didn't feel threatened by Djokovic's backhand enough to stay away from that side. He would isolate the backhand on purpose, knowing Novak wouldn't be able to do enough damage down the line to win the point. Alcaraz knew his foot speed to cover that shot would give him a chance to still win the point. With that in mind, let's jump into the first point and break it down. All right, so before we break this down, let's let it play once in real time. Djokovic serving, Alcaraz with a deep middle return right there to a big target. We see some big targets exchange backhand to backhand here, back and forth. And we finally see Alcaraz go small target on that one. Djokovic goes small target back. They exchange and scramble. Short ball by Alcaraz. And then a really nice running pass right there by Carlos. Let's go ahead and break this thing down now. All right, so now let's break this point down a little bit. We've got Alcaraz here on the near side, right? Djokovic on the far side returning. He's currently in zone 4 waiting for this second serve. There it is. Forehand on the return. First ball right gets Djokovic to back up on the forehand. He's going deep, zone 3, trying to force a short ball with that return to serve the best that he can, right? So he just goes from here, pokes the return, and goes deep middle, trying to get Novak to get something short. Alcaraz trying to do damage with that return. Djokovic goes safely cross and deep into zone 3 right here to Carlos's backhand, saying, if you're going to play safe to the middle deep, I'm just going to try to force a short ball and do damage by just hitting deep back and not hitting a lot of pace there. And this is where Alcaraz, not afraid to trade backhand to backhand with Novak. Alcaraz from these positions here, kind of these athletic positions where you're stretched and you're low and you're wide, he's very good from these positions. And there's not a lot of guys that can hang with Novak backhand to backhand in these points and feel comfortable doing it. And I believe Alcaraz, part of his strategy was to sit there backhand to backhand with Novak and be plenty comfortable in the exchanges. You can see there, right? So we can see Novak hitting deep, right? Deeper balls here on that return in the first backhand. And Alcaraz hitting a little shorter, but it's not enough to truly get Alcaraz in trouble and do significant damage. And Alcaraz is the first one here to pull a small target, right? Going small target to Djokovic's backhand and taking more of a risk. This is not just a small target, right, in the red area, but it's also deep in zone 3. Against most players, this will be enough to get a short ball. Let's see what happens, though. Kind of a shorter ball, but Djokovic goes angle off of this ball and takes him into zone 2 wide. So now he's trying to counter Alcaraz, right, and get him in trouble. And Alcaraz, though, smart enough here, he says, okay, Novak, you've kind of won this battle of backhand to backhand, and he decides to take this backhand down the line and change up the rally a little bit. But you'll notice when he does it, right, it's a bigger target. He's just trying to force movement out of Novak and see if he can get Novak to hit a short ball. So let's see what happens with Novak here. Gets Carlos running here, zone 2 depth, so not as deep as Novak would want it on this side of the court over here, but still a great shot. And now Alcaraz, right, has to run from one side of the court to the other to cover this. He hits it short, right, and well inside the big target area here, but it's short in zone 1. This is a chance for Novak to possibly attack, but Djokovic is already showing a slice here, so he's not going to be super aggressive with this. Here's the little chip, does the drop shot, right? Alcaraz reads it right away and gets there in plenty of time. So Alcaraz comes from back here, and he clearly sees, as Novak's going to do this, right? He clearly sees that it's going to be short, and he starts to see that and get ready to move forward right away, and then covers it with the easy running pass. But Alcaraz was not threatened by Novak's backhand in this match, especially cross to cross or even the down the line backhand. So he was comfortable just hanging with him in these points, right? Knowing that, yes, Djokovic is a little bit stronger than him there, but not strong enough where Alcaraz needed to truly fear the shot. And if Novak pulled it down the line, Carlos could run it down and hit it to the open court. All right, so let's move on to the second point now. So same thing in this point. Let's let it play once in real time before we truly break it down. Djokovic serving again. Down the tee, Alcaraz with the cross-court return. Novak, nice deep target there and a big target. Changes direction down the line. Falls down, remarkably gets up, recovers his balance, hits deep again, and then hits deep again, third time there to the backhand corner. The approach is a little short, and Alcaraz finishes with a beautiful pass. So let's break this one down now. All right, so you got Novak serving right here, right? Alcaraz receiving on the far side. We see the serve. Down the tee, doesn't stretch Carlos enough to cause significant damage, but we do see Alcaraz's head is not over his feet, which means he's slightly off balance, right, for this shot, but he does a pretty good job of getting cross and pretty deep. This is more in the back of zone 2 than it is deep in zone 3, but he's got Djokovic a little bit on the back foot, so he can hope for a shorter return here, but let's see what happens. Djokovic, again, so good on the backhand side that even if Novak can't get power off the backhand, right? So even if he can't go from here and he can't get power, Novak knows when to take a little bit off based on his own body position, and he'll take that and he'll just plant them deep most of the time to try to neutralize or do damage back to his opponent strictly through depth. But Alcaraz, very, very comfortable in these types of positions right here. When he's stretched wide, he's showing, hey, Novak, I know your backhand is one of the best in the game, if not the best in the game, but I'm right there with you or very close, right? So we see Alcaraz come here with the backhand, he hits cross. This one's a little bit shorter, and this is a zone 2 ball. And instead of Djokovic being on his back foot, we can see he's getting ready to step in and across, right? So the weight is going to transfer forward and across into the ball. And this means he's got a better chance to attack because, again, the ball is shorter and Djokovic is transferring weight forward. So instead of going cross, he's probably going to try to open this up and he's going to go down the line. Let's see if he does it. There's the down the line, and it's just past the service line, which means this is zone 2. Alcaraz has to go from one side of the court over here, right? And now he's got to cross all the way over, and he does that comfortably on the run. And one thing you can learn from Alcaraz on the run especially, very athletic, and he does a great job of just sinking his hips down when he's on the run like this and really dropping his hips so he can be better balanced on this shot and hit a more effective shot back to Novak's side of the court. So let's see what happens. There it is. That one, right, a little bit short. Let's go back for a second, but he does get across to try to keep himself from continuing to have to run on the next shot. Djokovic hits the forehand, and fortunately for Alcaraz, right, in this situation, Novak slips, but Novak's such a good athlete that this is not the end of the point. Alcaraz is on the run. Djokovic has done significant damage with this shot. Even when he fell, he's done significant damage by hitting this right in the small target area right here. And he's got Alcaraz on the dead run, right? So if Novak can get back up, maybe he can finish. And he does get back up, regains his balance, which is incredible as it is, and hits again deep into zone 3, which is pretty remarkable that he fell down and was still able to control the backhand that well. Alcaraz running from one side of the court to the other. And in this situation, you would think short ball from Alcaraz, right? And there it is, right? We can expect it when somebody's on the dead run. He's playing those so many balls to Novak's backhand because he says, okay, Novak, I know you have a world-class backhand, but I fear your forehand pace and finishing power more than I fear your backhand finishing power. I fear your backhand depth, but I don't fear the finishing power as much as I do your forehand. Djokovic, again, look at this, right? Goes deep and hits the small target here in zone 3. So we've got small target zone 3. This is almost a guarantee of a short ball, right? This is where you've kind of done double damage to your opponent because you've gotten the depth and you've also gotten the width close to the sidelines. You can almost guarantee a short ball in this situation. Let's see what happens. There it is again, right? We're talking zone 2, extremely short. Novak transferring his body weight forward, hits the approach, and the only mistake Novak really makes in this point, right, besides the slip and fall, is that he hits the approach shot in zone 2. It's too short. He's hit all these beautiful zone 3 balls back here. Now he leaves one hanging, and Alcaraz steps forward on this backhand. Novak is not shading the line enough here. He's guarding the cross right here, and Alcaraz pops the easy winner down the line. So one heck of a point from both sides of the court, but remarkable that Alcaraz could defend all these balls that were hit so deep to the backhand side over and over again. Alcaraz has what I consider to be the best drop shot on tour. He has better natural feel and touch than Novak does, and he put it on full display in this match. The stats also don't lie if we look at the percentage of points won and lost when using a drop shot. When using a drop shot, Alcaraz won 77% of the points that he played one in and lost just 23%. If we look at those numbers for Novak, Novak won 22% of the points he played a drop shot in, but lost 78%. So why is Alcaraz so effective when playing the drop shot, while Djokovic is so ineffective? Let's look at some of the points and break them down. All right, so before we break this one down, let's watch the third point in real time here real quick, guys. Alcaraz serving, Djokovic with the backhand return short, and then just the beautiful drop shot from Alcaraz. Let's go ahead and break this point down now. All right, so Alcaraz serving on the near side, right? Djokovic returning on the far side here. We're on the deuce side of the court. We see right there, right, kind of T-body serve, sort of a combo. Djokovic reaching a little bit for this return of serve. We know Novak guesses a lot on the return, right? But here he doesn't guess. He just splits straight forward, but hits the backhand return just a little bit short. And because this is just a little bit short, Alcaraz is moving into the ball. Now, one of the things I love about Carlos's drop shot is the fact that he disguises it so well. So look at his technique right now. If we're looking at his swing, it looks like he's just simply going to hit a two-handed backhand. And he's got Novak fooled because he holds this position right here for so long. A lot of people, when they're hitting the drop shot, they'll give that position away a little earlier and you'll be able to see it sooner and know that they're hitting the drop shot. But look at him hold until Novak has made his move the other way. And Novak thinks that a backhand is coming cross court, and he's wrong. It's very hard to get Novak to guess wrong, but Alcaraz doesn't hit the drop shot or show you the drop shot technique here until Novak has already made his decision. Novak splits the wrong way. He literally fools him. And then the drop shot is a clean winner. That is extremely difficult to do. And credit for Alcaraz for having a game built around disguise when it comes to the regular shots combined with the touch shots, right? Because again, he completely fooled Novak. Let's take a look at the fourth point now and break it down. All right, so here's the fourth point, guys. We'll let it play once in real time before we break it down. Alcaraz serving again. Pops it wide. Djokovic with the short return, little exchange here, and then boop, there's that unbelievably good and well-disguised drop shot. Let's break this point down now. All right, so Alcaraz serving from this side over here, Djokovic receiving. Let's go at it. Alcaraz with a wide serve, right, but not truly wide. It's kind of wide, but it's not in the small target area in this particular one. He's trying to keep Djokovic honest on this side of the court by not going for such extreme angles. Djokovic with the short return, which means from this position, right, Alcaraz can get aggressive with this forehand if he wants. So let's see what he actually does with it. He goes angle deep, right, zone 3. So when we're getting balls, right, that are landing in zone 2, as long as they're not hit really, really hard or really aggressively, we can get aggressive and go for deeper zones and wider parts of the court like this. So he's got the ability to really do some damage with this forehand, takes it deep to zone 3. He's got Novak on the run here, but again, Novak on the run is usually a very solid player who's able to do counter damage or counter you from these positions, usually through his depth and his positioning left to right in the court, but a lot of it's usually depth. Let's see what happens. This one, not this time, right? So it's a zone 2 ball. Now, because it's a zone 2 ball, Novak's waiting on this side of the court, and he's thinking, all right, Carlos can either punish the forehand back here, or it could be something short. Novak, based on Carlos's windup, we talk about the disguise on his windups, right? Look at the disguise here, and let's take a close look. Carlos holds these positions, right, with his technique, where he holds the technique longer than most people do, which helps disguise his drop shots. And this is another situation where it does exactly that. Novak here, look what Novak's doing, right? Novak doesn't see it, and Novak splits to his left first. So he doesn't see it until well after Alcaraz has hit it. And Novak is the king of reading strokes. So if you're fooling the king of anticipation, you are disguising this extremely, extremely well. So just go back for 1 second here. Comes the drop right here. And again, it starts because Alcaraz leaves his non-hitting hand here on the throat of the racket for a very long time and uses his normal forehand windup when he hits his drop shot. So it looks like the normal forehand until you've committed like Novak. Watch, Novak commits here and it's too late. And now because it's too late, the drop shot ends up being a clean winner. And it's not easy to hit clean winner drop shots against Novak unless you have this level of disguise. So Alcaraz is taking drop shot disguise to a whole new level. All right, guys, that wraps it up for part 1 of our 2023 match analysis between Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz. If you found this video helpful or you feel like you learned something today, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. It helps this channel continue to grow. I'm Jason Frausto for TennisUnleashed.net. I'll see you next time.
I talk a big game, cause I can back it up. I put my money where my mouth is, then I stack it up. I talk a big